Okay, so welcome to the Friday edition of Performance Seminar. We're making records with one of the smallest performance seminars. But anyways, we have 3 planned performers and 1 current performer here right now. So our first performer for tonight is going to be Ellie. And if you want to announce your name and the piece you'll be playing for us today.
Hi, my name is Ellie, and I'm going to be playing Rondo in A minor by Kabalevsky.
All right, so that was Ellie Pham performing Rondo in A minor by Dmitri Kabalevsky. All right, so we have one audience member now. So I'll start the poll, and then I guess we can just kind of talk about it from there. So Laura, if you want to take a chance and fill out the poll with what you have, and then I guess if you have any verbal feedback, if you want to go ahead from what you saw most of it actually. So yeah, I'll give you a chance to fill that out. Yeah. So give you a minute to do that. And then in the meantime, yeah, we can kind of go over the various aspects. I guess I can kind of talk through that. Yeah, so, okay, cool. So we have the results filled out now. Laura, do you have any verbal feedback to give? You're the one on example.
After articulation and your dynamics, but I think you could kind of like make it like a bit more steady.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let me wrap up the poll, and then we can take a look at that, and then I can also give my input on that as well. Cool. So in terms of dynamics, 1 vote for 4, and yeah, I agree with this as well. Dynamics was pretty good. There's lots of changing dynamics throughout the piece, and it changes from a very large range from piano to fortissimo. So I think you did a pretty good job at that. A small note is I think definitely in the smaller piano parts, I think you could definitely go a little bit softer. But overall, I could tell the dynamics were expressed pretty well and where the dynamic changes. So that was overall pretty good. In the next part, articulation, you got 1 vote for 4 as well. Articulation was pretty clean. I think that was one of the highlights of this piece was you had very good articulation for the most part. There are a few sections where I think you kind of got caught a little bit. So like probably maybe working through those, whether it's like either a memory thing or coordination thing, working through with like maybe one of the memory matrix or standards matrix kind of with tools to kind of maybe work through that. But overall, I'd say a good majority of the piece was really, really clean and pretty good in terms of articulation. Balance, you got 1 vote for 3. And yeah, I think balance was pretty good for the most part. Left hand was a bit loud at times, but it didn't overpower the right hand too much in my opinion. So I think it was a pretty good job on that. And then in terms of phrasing, 4 votes or 1 vote for 4. And yeah, your phrasing was pretty good, I think, especially as you went through all the different time changes and all the different sections. I think you were able to phrase everything pretty nicely. And then I think just working on the articulations on the runs will kind of add that little extra addition to everything that kind of just takes it to the next level pretty much. And then the last part, in terms of movement, you got a 3 for movement. And yeah, movement was okay. I think that could be another thing to incorporate and kind of work on this piece since there's a ton of energy going on in the piece. Incorporating movement that kind of fits that would be really, really good. Yeah. All right. So